God's Adam. Now, this is a matter from the dawn of creation that we as humans, especially in this dispensation, needs to begin to consider. God's Adam. Right from the dawn of creation, we saw an intention in the heart of God to bring creation to a reality. It's a reality of life that He intended for every man. Now, God's picture of man was to bring a view to creation that will show His intent as a God, is to show His life as the Godhead. Now, in showing that life as a God, He has to transfer it into a man called Adam. So from creation, God made the first man and then gave him everything that he ever needed. And right from that point, we saw God showing on different occasions those realities. First of all, dominion He gave to man. Dominion was actually a reality in God's place of existence. But before He could be able to express dominion properly, He had to put it into Adam. Then He gave Adam His presence. Then He gave Adam His word. And these are successions of reality that forms who the Adam of God wants to be. Now, join us in this show as we discuss, as we get even more deeper into talking about what God's Adam is and what God's demand for Adam is.
Hello and welcome to Destinedstars online platform. Today we'll be discussing God's Adam. Who is God's Adam?
Who God originally created man to be.
It's what God's dream was when He made man.
Stay tuned as we dive into this matter.
The moment Adam showed up, we now saw God begins to give him decrees, and one of the decrees God gave him was that he should dominate.
Yes.
He should subdue. It should then multiply. These are the three things, right?
Mm.
Now, I would like to say at this point that everything God made was good, but it was not perfect. Because if it was perfect, there was not going to be a need for Adam. Exactly. God would have just take care of everything himself and do the whole thing himself. But He made everything good, but He still needed perfection. That was where He brought Adam in.
Man is meant as an object of worship. Man is also a caretaker. Because if we look at it, like you said, that perfection part, how come God created every single thing? He would have left it like that. But He knew that everything He created, without someone overseeing them, like he said, God is a God of order. He doesn't operate without a standard rule, without someone that is answerable to things. That's why in life you must answer to someone. So God created man in order to have something that He would question for the creation.
Someone who will give account for creation.
Exactly.
So Adam,
it's like a vigilante.
Of course,
because he was given charge, he was given the authority to look over every other thing God created. He was given that sole responsibility.
So when God sent Adam and Eve, the Garden of Eden, did He want them to multiply, to bring children? Because they never had children in the Garden of Eden till they left the Garden of Eden.
Women, I'll put them as a support system to what God created for man for. Because if you notice everything, He said for everything He made them male and female, except Adam. So for Adam to even become like God, first of all, he had to now add something else. Say, if I don't give him a helpmate, he will not become like me. So the subject of multiplication, that is why God actually created Eve. It just took time.
Before God sent them out of Eden, He said that man will suffer,
yes,
and the woman will also suffer in childbirth. Okay. Does that mean that as they are inside the Garden of Eden now, let's say they were still there and they want to multiply, does that mean that the woman will also suffer from childbirth?
No, she wouldn't have suffered.
Or there will be another means of reproduction.
In fact, what you just said now answers his question about the fact of them going out. He said in childbirth, the fact is even mentioning childbirth means that if she did not sin, something of childbirth will come. If child will come.
Sir, remember before Adam ever sinned or thought of sinning, or before Eve ever came into the picture, there was already the mandate to multiply.
Yeah. He was given every privileges that any human could ever want in life to be successful, and yet he failed. Why did he fail?
I feel there was not a sufficient knowing.
Okay.
Because Jesus said something in the New Testament. He said, because they don't know they are gods, they will die like mere men.
Where was he? And even he was around, he could have avoid or prevent Eve from eating that.
That's a deep one.
From what you just said now about Eve's position, another thing that actually brought about this error is that Adam did not cover his territory well.
Thank you very much.
And he also failed in his leadership, because when God gave him those commandments, Eve was not created yet. So it was his duty to
protect Eve,
to
watch over Eve,
and tell him those things.
He was not giving her information about everything.
Exactly.
See, what makes up a man is God's mandate. In fact, a man is a definition of what God says he is. You are nothing outside God's definition. So if there's anything you will ever take as an adventure in life, it's the adventure to know what God says about you.
Yes, Adam has failed, and the Bible says there was second Adam. To correct the things Adam failed to do. Now, who is this second Adam?
Hello, my name is Elendu Caleb, and from today's discussion about God's Adam, I learned that Jesus as the second Adam is a gate back to Eden.
As men, some of us have lost our mandate by Adam, and the only way to get back in track is running to Jesus Christ, our Savior. My name is Onu Arubi Fabian.
Alright, my name is Inalibu Caleb, and what I understand about the new Adam is that is the truth, and is also the light.
My name is Aaron Otonu Agbaji, and from the show today I learned that man is only defined by the mandate of God. Anything outside that is no life at all.
My name is Joshua Inaligo, and one thing you all have to know is that there is no life outside Jesus.